Hey Zach, my name's David Milburn. It was good talking to you earlier today. In this video, I want to show you three things you can do today to help bring in more customers to your business. Well, most likely you're sitting there asking yourself, well, why would I be doing this and what's in it for me? Well, you're lucky because I read minds and the answer is this. Oftentimes in the world of the internet, most local business owners are too busy running their business to learn how the internet can benefit them and their company. And sometimes the only hesitation they have to hiring someone is that they don't know who's an expert and who isn't. And I've found by giving people an easy blueprint of actual things they can do to impact their businesses for free has resulted in some of those local business owners still raising their hands and saying, I like you, David. Please do this for me. So if by the end of this video you've liked what you've heard and you can see that I have a few tricks up my sleeve that can help your business, shoot me a message back and we can chat. Or if at the end of this video you simply want to take this free attack plan I gave you to do yourself, well, that works for me too. So now let me show you those three things that will set your company above your competition and not waste any more of our time. So Zach, the first thing I want to go over is content. Okay, so here's your website. Yeah, and most business owners know they need content on their web pages, but they don't know that the average length of the number one result for Google searches for basement waterproofing in our area is 1,500 to 2,400 words. So for you to show up at the top of the Google searches, you need to add at least 1,500 words on your homepage, which contain the right keywords that people are searching for. So right now your site has about 400 words. So let's check out your competition. This is, the number one competitor for basement waterproofing in the area. And the good news is they only have about 625 words on their homepage, so that's very beatable. They just put a little more effort in with their content and with their keywords. Now let's look at this site here. I have a paid subscription to this site called Ahrefs. I pay a couple $100 a month for this. But what it does is gives me a behind the scenes look at what Google is looking for and what websites are ranking for and being found for. So this is your competitor. This is Bone Dry Louisville. And when I click on here's the keywords. When I click on their keywords, we can actually go right in here and look and see what they're being found for, where they're ranking. So you can see they're getting, a lot of people are searching their company name. They're getting the most traffic there. But then when you get down here to these keywords, basement waterproofing Louisville KY, they're in the second position. They're getting 55 clicks a month in that, 19 clicks for this keyword, and so forth and so on. Okay, so this shows us exactly what they're being ranked for. So now if we go over here and look up your site, okay, we can look at the keywords for your site. And here's what, when people are searching, this is what your site is being found for. So you're being found for basement waterproofing Louisville KY, but you're in the 16th position, so you're only getting one click a month or so on that. So okay, and here's then the others, the other ones that are coming up, and so you're not getting a whole lot of traffic just yet from that. So the first thing we need to do to beat out your competition online is add a minimum of 1,500 words on your homepage, which include the keywords that customers are searching for, because that's what's driving your competitor's business, and it's 100% beatable if we get this updated. So let's look over here. Actually, let's check this out. When we go to Google and we insert basement waterproofing Louisville KY, here at the top we see a ton of ads, or we see the ads section, right? Here's the thing, ads can work, but they can also be a money pit if your foundation and your website isn't dialed in. So you want to be careful not to burn your money with Google ads until you know for sure your site is going to convert into leads. Now let's move on to the second thing I want to show you today, and that's called citations. So you're probably asking yourself, well, what's a citation? Why do they matter? And that's a great question. So you see this next section below the ads is the Google Map Pack, also known as, maps. And in this section, you see the business's name, address, and phone number. Well, that's also known as a NAP, name, address, and phone number. And this is how Google verifies and gives relevance to your local businesses. So you might be asking, okay, David, how do I show up in the maps? So here's that mind reading thing again. So let me explain. The number one thing that will push you up in the map pack is right now you're not in the top three because your business's name, address, and phone number is not listed in as many directories as the competition. And a directory are these places, Yelp, Nextdoor, City Star, Better Business Bureau, Facebook, those types of things. So, and when you get those listings in there, that's called a citation. And so right now, you don't have as many citations as your competitors. So what we want to do is we want to go out there and get your name, address, and phone number listed in those locations. So you might be asking yourself, well, great, how do we do that? Well, it's really simple. We use tools like WhiteSpark or Bright Local that will tell us exactly which directories your competition is listed in, and we can go out literally and get their list, match exactly what they have, But we don't want to stop there because we don't want to just match them. We want to dominate them. So if your competitor has 100 citations, we want to get what they have and then add 50 to 100 more. So it takes them a long time to catch back up. Now let's talk about the third thing today. This is the third pillar, which will really help you dominate on Google. And this is called link juice or backlinks. So we come back here to this Google search and we go down past the map pack. The next section we come to is what they call the organic search results. Okay. So if we scroll down there, you can see your site is not in the #1 position. I think you're on the second page. And you want to be on the #1 position because you get more clicks through to your website, more conversions, more calls. So to get there, you need authority. And the way you get authority is this backlinks thing. So what a backlink is when one website links to another website. Kind of like this. If site A links to site B, then site A is giving site B some of its link juice. It's kind of like a vote of confidence in Google's eyes, and that helps what they see as passing authority. And the more relevant the site, the more valuable the link. So let me give you an example. If you get a local blog or an industry site, that's in the same area as you are, maybe, companies that provide supplies for waterproofing or the work you do, that's great. But, if you're in basement waterproofing or those other services you offer and you get a Pizza Hut linking back to you, well, that's not so great, because you don't sell pepperoni. All right, so now let's go back over here to Ahrefs, and this can show us this backlink, this link juice, okay? So you can see here that you've got 55 backlinks, okay, giving your site some authority and some of that link juice. It's not bad, but it's not dominant. If we look here at the competition, we can take a look at their backlinks. They've got 316 backlinks, from strong relevant sources that are giving them authority and pushing them up in the search, okay? So once again, how do we get these? Okay, well, again, with this tool, with this Ahrefs tool, I can actually go out here and see which sites are actually linking to them, and we can go get those backlinks for your business. And again, it's the same thing. We want to get those and then get more so we can actually move ahead of them. So getting to the top of the search is not magic. It's just a method, and I've shown you that method today. So we covered three things. We covered content, where your front page needs to have at least 1,500 words, and it needs to contain those buyer intent keywords that people are searching for each month. Citations, you want to get 50 to 100 more of these in your competition to beat them out by a landslide. And then link juice. You need more relevant sites pointing at you guys today to show Google you're the authority. And if you implement these strategies, you can be in the #1 spot in Google searches. So I bet you're wondering what now? Well, you can either go with this information I provided you today and do this on your own, and I'm totally fine with that. However, if you want the most effective route and want to save yourself time, you can give me a call at 502-554-1482. Once again, Zach, my name is David Milburn, and my number is 502-554-1482. I look forward to hearing from you. Have a great day.